What's up, Tiny Track Crew? Today we have Mustangs in the track, so the fans better look out if they don't want to get hit. It's Ford versus Mazda, and only one manufacturer can come out on top. And yes, like I said, there's Mustangs in this tournament, and things are gonna get weird. The Fords are gonna race off to have two that go to the finals, and the Mazdas are gonna race off, and two will go to the finals, and then one of these teams, one of these manufacturers will come out on top. 4 Fords at the line for race number 1. We have the Silver Mustang GTD, a Ford Escort Rally, we have a Ford GT500, and then we have a Ford Sierra Cosworth in white, bringing up the back of the pack. It's a Mustang in reverse. I'm not sure the wings work that way, but we'll see how it pays off for him. He's flying down the track. He's only got one turn to go, but folks, there is a jump in this track. The Shelby Mustang trying to get by the Escort. The Escort's going to shine right here in the rally jump because it's a rally car. You know what I'm saying? It even says it in the name. It says Escort Rally. By the way, Popcorn Pete is still hiding. Someone in this room. He moves around from time to time, and it's your job to find him. The Mustang slides to the back of the pack. The Escort Rally is out in front. Is that a purple? Is that pink? What color is that? Purple of sorts? Doesn't matter. He's out in front. He spins around in front of the Ford Sierra Cosworth up on his roof. In the back, we have a Mustang battle. Which Mustang is going to get the best of it? Yep, that Stang right there. The GTD is going to get out in front of the Shelby Mustang in beautiful red. Escort trying to spin around. He does successfully spin around. Down towards the jump he goes. He's going to be the first one to hit it. Can he hold on to it? Over the jump he goes. Nobody gets hurt in this one. But just wait. It's going to get gnarly. That's a silent G, ding dong. It's going to get gnarly. Race number 3, they rotate again. Mustangs on the left, other Fords on the right. Cosworth gets the whole shot. Escort somehow slides into that second place position. What a move there, getting ahead of the red Shelby Mustang. Hold on to that second spot. That's what's going to get you to the next round, ladies and gentlemen. Making moves like that from the back of the pack. Ford Sierra Cosworth into the 90-degree turn. Here comes the Escort. Mustang hot on his tail. I love when they're piled up like this and they go out in the turn and down to the jump because anything can happen. Over the jump they go. Escort sideways. 2 cars off the track, but I don't think anyone got hit. Oh, hopefully you see that. Wait, we did. Watch this cameraman right there. Boom. One cameraman just got erased from this earth. He was there. Boom. Gone. That was Ben Flatten's brother, by the way. Luckily, he's a little tougher than his long-lost brother Ben. His late brother Ben is buried at Rainier Rallycross Cemetery. Rest in peace, Ben Flatten. If you know, you know. Mustangs out in front in this one. Escort bringing up the back. Escort was ahead in points, but that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be in the back of the pack. You don't want to get 1 point. You want to get more than that. Because when you get more points, you move on. Shelby GT 500. Shelby 350? 500? What is that? Down across the finish line. It's a Shelby Mustang. He takes 5 points. And what does that mean? The Escort's going to move on. And yes, we have a tie for the next spot. And it's an overtake challenge because they had the exact same score and we don't have our timer on this track yet. So what we do is an overtake challenge. And in race number 1, the Escort, or the Cosworth, Sierra Cosworth flips upside down. Is he going to be able to wax his roof and get that car all the way to the finish line? Or is the Mustang GTD going to find the gap and get by? Right there on the inside, he tries to go for it, does not get by. Trying to get by on the outside, pushes his way through. It might look like a successful overtake as long as that GTD Mustang can get himself around that last turn, down over the finish line jump successfully without hurting himself or other people. Here he comes, over the jump he goes, lands it, and that is an overtake, ladies and gentlemen. Escort, the Ford Sierra Cosworth, it gets to the finish line. That is impressive. Okay, they're back out of there again. The Mustang was able to overtake, but the Ford Sierra Cosworth has the opportunity of coming back right here. If he does not complete the overtake right here, the Mustang GTD will move on. Folks, I want to tell you, this Sierra Cosworth is all over the back of this GTD. Tries to go for the dive bomb, runs himself directly into the wall, loses a lot of momentum, and it is the GTD with some big old air down across the finish line. And folks, I want to tell you something right now. During that race, I did see Pete myself. I hide him when I film these races, and folks, I don't know where he's at, and I watch and I look for him, and I found him. Let me know in the comments if you found Pete anywhere on this track. He's the guy in the blue shirt eating popcorn, in case you didn't know. We have a Fox Body Mustang. We have another Escort in blue. We have a Ford Focus, and we have a Zamac RS200. Just kidding. That is not Zamac. That is a Hot Wheels ID car. But was a Zamac paint job? I guess Zamac just means they didn't paint it, but they still put the decals on. It's like, hey, how can we charge more? They don't charge more Zamacs. They're just more rare, I guess. How can we make this car more rare and then make it cost us less? Oh, we'll just not paint it. That's a good idea. And make it exclusive to Walmart. Okay, rant over. The blue Escort is out in front. There was some cool action there in the beginning. Here comes this Fox body. Chooses not to pass, just chooses to slam his way into the Escort. Getting passed by the RS200. That's what you get for pushing people around, you big bully Fox body. Over the jump he goes. Escort, RS200, Fox body, and the last car, the Focus. Ford Focus RS. Is the RS the all-wheel drive one, turbo one, or is it RT? I don't know anything about those Ford Focuses. I want to tell you, he's in the back of the pack. It's the blue Escort out in front. Mustang pushing his way through, up on the curb. He spins it around, and now he's in reverse. What a move there by the Mustang. I thought for sure he might have been going off right there. 2 tires off the track, 2 tires on the track. Able to save it. Drift by the Focus, trying to get by that RS200. Drifts, checks up just a little bit, does not get by, but leaves this blue Escort. Man, this thing is absolutely crushing it out there. But just like that, I was just going to say the Fast and Furious version of this car, the blue one, darker blue, has a tendency to enter turns too fast and roll itself over. I'm not sure what it is about this casting, but it does that. And literally, this same one did it, but he's able to hold on to that first place spot and earn himself 10 points. That right there is almost enough to move on to the next round, but we'll see what happens in the next 2 races. When the Focus and the RS200 are out in front, Escort fighting his way. Escort thought he was going to move into second, but it gets passed by not only the Focus. I guess he didn't get past by the Focus. The Focus was technically out front the whole time. But here comes the Fox body pushing his way through and then putting a block on him to see if he could hold down that 3rd place position and take out the top competitor in this group thus far. RS200 all over the place. Focus decides to show him who's boss and sneak attack right in the inside and then runs into him, spins around backwards. I'm not sure what kind of move that is. Sometimes, I mean, something in me tells me it's just easier just to pass the guy and not run him into the wall, but you never know. The Focus earns himself 5 points in that race right there. Escort 11, RS200 8. Really, it's anyone's game here as they enter the finals, and the Escort is in the back of the pack. It's going to be hard for him to win and earn himself 5 points. Who is going to win and earn themselves 5 points? Escort gets by the RS200. RS200 was one of those points closenesses, the runner-up-ish person for second. I guess you could say that. Why do people take that turn sideways? You turn the wrong way, and now you gave, wow, Escort making, I don't even know what's happening right now. The Mustang gets by the Focus in a great pass, but here comes the Escort. On the outside, the Focus trying to get spun back around. Escort dive bombs on the inside, passes. Is the Escort going to make it run for the Fox body? Here they come, down towards the jump. Over the jump they go. Fox body first, Escort, Focus, and RS200. What does that mean for the points, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Ford Mustang Fox body with 12, and the Ford Escort moving on to the next round. Now the question is, are we going to take these Fords and see who makes it to the finals, or are we going to meet the Mazdas? Oh, that answers your question right there. We're going to meet the Mazdas, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Mazda Savannah RX-7. And then we have a red RX-7 coming in second. And then we have a red Miata. I don't know the RNA, ND, LMNOP. I don't even know what body styles those are. But we have our only truck in the competition, the Mazda Repu. Or Repu. Or I don't know. It's probably the Repu. The yellow RX-7 out in front, red RX-7 spinning around behind him. Here comes the Miata trying to find a gap. True, man. That thing was pushing people around despite being the lightweight out there on the track. He's showing them who is here to race. He's got his top down, hopefully his helmet on, and he is out there on the track. RX-7, Miata, and then the Repu rolls it over, slams on his roof. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to hurt. That's going to shake your teeth. Shake your brains, shake everything, man. I'm shaking just sitting here in my seat. And I know this isn't even, there wasn't even a real person in that car. It was just a little toy car flipping upside down. But I imagine there was a person in that car, and I imagine how dangerous that is and how scary that was for that man to go end over end and potentially not see another day. But let's not go there. Let's still stick to the toy. This is a family-friendly channel, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to disclose that this is adult diecast racing, but I make it family-friendly. Whatever that means. People say weird things, so it's not made for kids, so they don't get demonetized. But really, you can still be made for kids and be monetized. I have friends that live in that lane, and they're still doing great on YouTube. So, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, is that Popcorn Pete in the back of the Repu? What is Popcorn Pete doing? What is his obsession with riding in the back of the truck? The Repu is out in front, and Popcorn Pete, what has he got in that bag? Lead bricks? Or is it popcorn? I don't know, but that Repu just got a boost out of nowhere, and Popcorn Pete's going to see himself down across the finish line for a win in 5 points. The question is Pete going to stay in the back of that Mazda Repu through the duration of this tournament, or is Popcorn Pete going to return to his spot on the track where he was, or is he going to return to a new spot on the track? We find out right now. I'll tell you one thing. He's not in the back of that truck, and that Repu doesn't seem as fast anymore. The Mazda Savannah RX-7 in yellow is crushing the competition right here, ladies and gentlemen, even in reverse. Miata in second, red RX-7 in third, and the Repu falling back. Repu just needs Pete, I'm telling you. We need Pete. I don't know where he went. Pete probably is back on the track somewhere. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Mazda moving on, RX-7, Savannah, yellow, and then we have a three-way tie. And the only way to break a three-way tie is to run 3 races, rotating the cars every single time and giving them a 3-2-1 point system. Mazda Repu from the inside lane gets by the Miata. That's what kind of move is going to get you that 1 extra point to get you a spot in the next round. It's the red RX-7 out in front. Beautiful turn there in the 90. I love that wide Spoolheads 90, folks. That is a great turn. It has a great design to it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get yourself a track just like this, there's a link in the video description for Spoolheads Racing. You click that link and you use code TTC and you buy yourself some Spoolheads track and you have a blast, just like I do. You can start a YouTube channel. You can do it for fun. You can set it up and race your neighbors, race your friends, race your girlfriend. I don't care. Just, if you're going to do it the Spoolheads way with Tiny Track Cars code and link, please. It's an affiliate link, so I do get some kickback, but it's really sweet stuff. Let's be honest. Look at this track. All right, everyone's in reverse except for the Repu. Who's going to try to get spun back around? It looks like the Miata was trying to get spun back around right there, but does not do it. RX-7 successfully gets spun back around. That's the position you want to be in if you want to win races, because watch this right here. He's going to navigate his way around this Miata, maybe jump over him right here. Nobody knows. Miata first, RX-7, and then Repu comes in last, ladies and gentlemen. What happens if they tie again? We'll see if one of these cars can pull ahead from the rest of the pack right here in race number 3. As they rotate positions clockwise one more time, the Miata starts from the back. The Repu is going to start in the pole position. The Repu gets by that RX-7, shutting the door on him. RX-7 pulls that e-brake, slides it a little bit in that turn. Crazy drift there by the Miata in the back of the pack, but he spins out doing it. That's not the fastest way through that turn, ladies and gentlemen. Drifting is not the fastest way, believe it or not. You don't see Formula 1 cars drifting out there, do you? And it looks like some people on those grandstands just got a car to the face, but it looks like they held in there pretty well. Looks like that one guy's got some blue stuff stuck to his butt. What's he doing? And it is the RX-7 with 7 points that joins the other RX-7 and moves on to the next round. Folks, this is just heating up. 14 minutes in, my average watch time on these is probably like 10 minutes, so that means a lot of you probably already left. But if you're still here, just know that as we get closer to the finals, the racing gets better because all the fast cars start racing, and the fast cars are on the track together. Crazy stuff happens, like people fly off the track and people jump off the jump and fly into the audience. Oh gosh, it's brutal. So don't leave. Stick around to the end and see who wins this tournament. Is it going to be Ford? Is it going to be Mazda? And which car specifically is it going to be? If you're playing in our Diecast Racing Fantasy League, you have picked 4 cars who you think are going to win this tournament. And if they get into the podium position, you earn points in the league. It's free to play. Go sign up. The link is in the video description for that as well. If you aren't playing, I don't know why not. It gets you into these races, and we have a premiere every Friday night, and it's just fun. So please sign up. With the real Diecast fans, please sign up. Please sign up. Let me know if you know that reference of sorts. I bet you do, if you were born anywhere between the 80s and 90s. All right. We have a Mazda RX-3 out there in a faded yellow. It looks like he was the same color as the Savannah RX-7, but he left his car outside in the California sun too long. That faded to a muted yellow. We have a RX-7 in blue. We have a Miata that has so many custom things done to it. We don't even look like a Miata. That's the gray one right there, in case you wondered, in the back of the pack. And then look at this as we come down to the finish line. It's the RX-3 out in front, almost off the track. I don't know how he held on to that, ladies and gentlemen. And then right here across the finish line, we have another Mazda Miata with a big wing on it. Again, I don't know the NA, ND, NLMP, what Mazda. Let me know the generation and the code for the Mazda Miatas if you know them. You know, first gen Miata, NA, and then ND, I don't know. There was one, like before this newest one, that was really, really ugly with those like rounder headlights. What were they thinking when they made that thing? I don't even know. Blue RX-7 showing who is boss out there with his rotary engine spinning in like triangles. And I'm not sure if he crossed the finish line, but what he did cross was the line of rules that says you can't hit people on the side of the track, you dingy. Oh my gosh. We might have to take you to the 1/64 scale crusher, which fits in a shoebox. We put you in and we crush you. I'm just kidding. I don't crush any of my cars. I do race them again. As you can see on the wall right there, I have a bunch of them. All right, here comes the custom Miata leading the pack against this RX-7. The RX-7 is gonna need a dream, gonna need a prayer, gonna need a miracle if he wants to win, because he flew off the track last time, and I don't think he's doing that well in points, but he did have really cool drifts back there a couple turns ago. Over the jump he goes. Wow! 1, 2, 3, Miata RX-7 and RX-3. They cross the finish line. The other red Miata does not get over the jump. We'll see him there settling his way right there in the gully of that finish line jump. That will move on the RX-3, who dominated the field in that pack, and the custom Miata, believe it or not, knocking out another Miata and the blue RX-7, which I thought the blue RX-7 was going to be better and do better in this tournament, but guess what happens when you fly off the track? We go back over to the Fords to see which Ford is gonna hit the finals. When I say hit and Ford in the same sentence, you can't not say Mustang. Mustang GTD out in front, Escort in second. We have 2 Escorts, 2 Mustangs. Wow, what a cool little battle here. Fox Body trying to make a move. Fox Body successful pass, finishes the successful pass with a cool drift. Watch the Fox Body right here in third place. Outside of that Escort, sliding his way through. The blue Escort tries to follow, but does not get through. And then he finishes it off with his little drift right here and a block move on that Escort. That Fox Body is earning his spot in the next round if he's able to hold on to it. Anything can happen. He's in reverse. GTD is sideways. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes a big pileup. Oh, no. Ow, ow. Ooh, no. Mustang Sally, you little... Oh. That lady got ejected from her seat. Did you see that? The grandstands are broken. There's a guy who looks like he's holding a pizza, but I think that's just the seat pad the other lady was sitting on. There's a grandstands. Their butts are glued to the grandstands and they're just face down. Someone get out there and help them. Ladies and gentlemen, I just realized that you can see Pete on the scorecard screen. I'm gonna say that 19 minutes in because, you know, if you haven't found him yet, what are you even doing? Are you watching the racing and not looking for Pete? That's what you should be doing, actually. But Pete's a fun side quest. You can find Pete. Sometimes I have this person, who I won't mention their name, Chris Hood, who watches live with us every Friday. Thank you very much. And comments and supports me. And he's been here forever. So thank you, first of all. But he watches the race in real time. And then he goes back and watches it again to find Pete. So we can slow it down and pause it in certain areas and search for Pete around the room. If you guys want to do that, let me know. You can watch the video twice. I did say I did hear a hack one time where you could record commentary and then record commentary in an alternate language, and then what you do is you tell people to watch to the end of the video and then switch the language, and instead of the other language being a language, it's just different commentary in English, so people watch a second time and get a different narration of the same video, maybe a little more like outtakes and a little more fun, you know, or maybe serious, because mine's always fun. And then the people, you get your watch time way up because people watch the whole video twice. Okay, I'm not going to try that, but maybe I will one day. I don't know. We'll see. Ford Escort leading the pack. The purpley, pinky Escort leading the pack. Mustang's out in front. Can we talk about who the fatalities that the Fox body just did a couple races ago? I'm not even sure those people are okay. It looks like they're back towards the finish line. Okay, but they're okay. I promise you that. Mustang GTD was out in front and he hits something in the track, slows himself way down. Here comes the Fox body in reverse again, doing a 180 in the air, holding on to second place, crossing the finish line in race number 4. And which one of these Mustangs is going to move on? The GTD and the Ford Escort move on, knocking out the blue Escort, which I thought was very fast out there, but got pushed around by these heavier cars. Mustang, GTD, and Escort in the finals. Let me tell you some stiddy stats for you in the Fantasy League. How many people picked that Mustang GTD? 84 thus far. How many people picked that Rally Escort? Only 29. That is a big difference, ladies and gentlemen. 49 people picked the Fox body who didn't move on. And granted, not all picked Serene yet because I'm recording this commentary a couple of weeks before the actual race. But 38 people picked that Mazda Savannah RX-7. This RX-3, let me find out. 26 people picked that. 29 people picked that Miata. And what's the other fourth car in this race? The red RX-7, 27 people picked that. So it looks like the custom Miata was the fan favorite here in this Mazda group. But we'll see what happens as the racing unfolds right here at Tiny Track Cars. It's the red RX-7 out in front. The Savannah RX-7 right behind, pushing on him. RX-3 trying to drift, over drifts a little bit. The Miata's struggling to hold off the RX-3. The yellow Savannah tries to get through. His half of a car was past him, but the red RX-7 somehow accelerated out of that turn and able to hold on to first place position. We'll see what happens over the jump. It's RX-7, Miata, and then RX-3 across the finish line. I thought the RX-3 was going to be able to run down that Miata, but did not. They switch places for first and second in the first two races. They have 8, and second and third, or third and fourth also do the same thing. They have tie score. They rotate positions again. We have an RX-3 and a Miata out in front. RX-3 trying to get ahead, but the red RX-7 gave that thing a boost, but he still didn't get out in front. The RX-3 was able to still beat that. And then look at that. Look at that yellow Mazda Savannah RX-7 sliding his way into second place from the back of the pack. As he drifts it through that turn, is he going to be able to get by this RX-3? Tries the dive bomb, doesn't get it. He's pushing the RX-3 faster down the track. Maybe his strategy was just that. Push him faster, push him faster, push him faster. And as he hits the jump, he's just out of control and flies off the track completely. He didn't fly off the track. He did kind of a barrel roll, but the RX-3 was able to hold on to it, and the RX-7 was able to hold on to second, not successfully passing. We have yellows up front, and then the other ones in the back. Savannah RX-7 tries to get by that RX-3. RX-3 was able to hold in there and hold into first place, hold on to first place. We have an RX-7 battle, and the red one falls back. The custom Miata, man, I love this sliding around this track. Look at that drift by the RX-7. He slid his way into the turn. Drift's not the fastest way through the turn. RX-3 across the finish line first. RX-7, and Miata, folks. Wow. I want to say that I do love this track layout and this sliding action we have. It's like the cars know they're going to approach a turn, and they slide their way into it and then exit, sometimes perfectly, sometimes they overdrift. It's kind of really fun to watch. Here's the finals. It's a Mustang GTD. It's a Ford Escort. It's a Mazda RX-7 and a Mazda RX-3. Is your car you picked still in this? Did you pick any of these cars in the beginning of this race? And do you think Ford is going to win or Mazda is going to win right here? 4 races to go. We're already into the first one, and the Mustang is leading the pack. Here comes the RX-7. Mustang sees him on the outside, is able to close the door, but he's backwards. Here comes the Mazda RX-7 down across the finish line. It's going to be a photo finish, ladies and gentlemen. That one's going to be a close one. We have to slow that down for you. Did the RX-7 get by? Yes, he did. Right at the last second, the RX-7 crossed the finish line over the jump and was able to hold on to, not hold on, he was able to make the pass. Knocks that GTD down from 5 points to 3 points, and crucial points because this is the finals, ladies and gentlemen. 25 minutes in, this is the finals of Ford versus Mazda, and it's just heating up. If you already left, you are missing the best racing right here. I hope somehow your friend that hears this tells you about it and you go back and watch the whole thing. But probably not. You're probably long gone. And that's okay, because the true fans, the hashtag TTC Superfans that are still here at 25 minutes, they'll let me know in the comment with the TTC Superfans hashtag. You're here. I see you. I literally see you because I look at all the comments. RX-3 makes the pass, but it crashes at the finish line. Mustang holding on to third place just barely as the RX-3 comes and we freeze frame that. We do see the Ford Mustang stays ahead by about a half a car. It's a close one, folks. 5-5, 6-6 as we head into the third race of 4. The Mazdas are out in front. The Mustangs are in the back. The Fords are in the back. There's an Escort too. Escort gets ahead of the GTD. If you're playing, and then it goes back to, are you playing an individual sport here as a driver, or are you playing a team sport? Is this RX-7 say, I'm just going to win, or am I going to try to get a Mazda win? It looks like the Escort is playing for himself and is leaving the GTD in the dust when he could have just pushed the GTD down the track faster, had some drafting off each other, and then, you know, who knows what could have happened, you know, because teamwork makes the dream twerk. Can I say twerk on the air? Yellow RX-7 out in front, GTD right behind. RX-7 is leading in points, and he's leading this race. As long as he's able to hold on to it. I love the action. He's out there. He's sliding that thing all over the track, giving us a show. Can he hold on to it? Down across the finish line he goes, almost off the track, but does hold on to it, and that will give him 5 more points and the victory here in the Ford versus Mazda event. The RX-3 takes third, and the GTD, sorry, the RX-3 takes second, and the GTD takes third. Congratulations to Team Mazda. If you want to watch more of my videos, I'm going to put a box up on the screen as soon as this bracket gets out of the way. Right here, there's a box. Click that thing. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and get ready for more exciting moments right here at Tiny Track Cars. Bye.